I'm sorry to impose on you like this. An urgent danger made me feel obliged to. A very close friend of mine who's aware of my connection to you, for my sake, has breached the confidentiality owed to the state and passed on information which gives you no choice but to run away. An hour ago, that swine who for so long has cheated you denounced you to the king. And amongst other accusations, gave him a case belonging to an enemy of the state whose secrets he said you kept, so neglecting your duty as a subject. I don't know the exact crime you're accused of, but orders have already gone out for your arrest. And Tartuffe has been told to come as well to help the officer who's been sent to fetch you.
That's how the traitor's trying to reinforce his claim to take over all your possessions.
It's true, he really is an evil monster.
The slightest hesitation could be fatal. Here is 1,000 louis that I brought for you. My carriage is waiting at the back. Don't let's waste time. This is a thunderbolt, the kind of thing you simply can't escape unless you run. I'll take you to a safe place. Stay with you till you've got away.
I don't know how to thank you for this kindness. I'll have to wait before I can repay you, but I ask God to help me to express one day my true gratitude for this rescue. Goodbye. Take care, all of you.
Hurry up, we'll try to do whatever's necessary.
Not quite so fast, my friends. All right. All right. In the name of the king. You're under arrest.
You Judas. You've been saving this till last. A criminal delivering the death blow. The culmination of all your betrayals.
I am impervious to your insults. I am trained to be tolerant in the sight of God.
How remarkably self-controlled of you.
How insolently he takes the name of God.
I am completely unmoved by your resentment. All I'm attempting is to do my duty.
You think this will enhance your reputation? You believe this is honourable conduct?
Conduct suggested by the power that sent me surely can't help but be exemplary.
Have you forgotten that my charity rescued you from a life of poverty?
No, I am well aware of how you helped me. But my first duty must be to the king. The rightful power of this sacred duty has stifled all the gratitude in my heart. To these commitments, I would sacrifice my friends, my wife, my parents, or myself.
Imposter!
But if this sense of duty is so consuming, how come it held off making its appearance until he caught you molesting his wife?
Why don't you put an end to all this whining and be so good as to obey your orders?
Yes, I suppose I've waited far too long. And what you say is a timely reminder. I will obey them. Follow me at once. I'm taking you immediately to prison.
Who, me, sir?
Yes, you, sir.
Prison, but why?
I don't have to explain myself to you. Now calm yourself, sir. You're living in the reign of a king who's declared war on deceit. A king whose eyes can see into your heart, whom no imposter's cunning can mislead. The sharp perceptiveness of that great mind sees everything in its proper perspective. He's too intelligent to be swayed by passion or to fall into any kind of excess. He's always paid tribute to real goodness without letting enthusiasm blind him. And his love for the genuine has never closed his mind to the horrors of bad faith. He's seen through more effective traps than this man set. He never really stood a chance. His perspicacity discerned at once the wickedness of this man's secret heart. He came to denounce you and betrayed himself. By a supremely fitting stroke of justice, he revealed something which allowed the king to identify him as a wanted man, whose long record under another name would fill a book with lists of vicious crime. His Majesty also despises his vile disloyalty and ingratitude to you, in addition to all the other horrors, and only made me his subordinate to see how far his shamelessness would go before we made him make full restitution. The king wants me to strip him in your presence of all your papers, which he lays claim to, and exercises his prerogative to break the contract which you signed to give him all that you owe. And finally, he pardons the crime your friend's exile made you commit as a reward for your support for him during the Troubles, just to demonstrate that he knows the time to pay back a favor is when you least expect it, and that he cherishes the deserving and prefers remembering the good to bearing grudges.
Thank God. Thank God. What a relief.
A happy end. I can't believe the danger's past.
What about this, then?
Oh, stop it! Don't stoop to mere abuse. Just let him go, poor wretch, to his unhappy fate, and don't add to the guilt which must be crippling him. Better to hope this may encourage him to return gladly to the paths of virtue and cause our great king to temper his justice. Meanwhile, you must go on your knees to him and show how grateful you are for his lenience.
That's well said. Yes. Let us go and kiss his feet and praise him for the goodness of his heart. And that duty acquitted, we must meet another necessary obligation and reward a sincere and generous love by celebrating your wedding, Valère.